if we think about the flexible mind, then it's very important to realize that we shouldn't get stuck in certain belief systems. And that's what we usually do. We get stuck in certain belief systems, and because we get stuck in these belief systems, it's a little bit like we have a blindfold, like we don't really realize all the things that are happening around us. A good idea about this is that if you realize that nowadays most of the things that we think that we know are things that come from science. But this is actually just the scientific mind. And our mind is built up from many different layers of functioning. And the scientific mind is just one of them. And it's really interesting to see that whatever we get to know through science is usually slowly behind, and in certain cases centuries behind, what we already know through meditative states and what we already know by the way that we realize things in daily life, just like you yourself realize things in daily life. Okay, Annelies is also watching. Nice. Okay, so you will never get to know everything, which is something that you can just realize. And this is something that the Buddha already said. In fact, at the end of his lifetime, after having taught for so many years, they sat in the forest, and Ananda, one of his most faithful followers, said to him, "But Master, how shall we live, how shall we be if you are no longer here?" And the Buddha picked up a bunch of leaves from the forest floor and said, "Well, this is all I could talk about during my lifetime. This is all I could talk about during my lifetime." And all these other leaves that you can see on the forest floor are what you actually could know about what there is to know about life. And therefore it's so important to be flexible. Now, if you look at the world today, one of the biggest problems is that people are not flexible anymore. They get stuck in a certain belief system. You can see that most of the problems nowadays come because of this. The fundamentalists, people who get stuck in a belief system in such a way, theirs is the only way. Their God is the only God. Their thoughts about what life is about is the only way. And therefore, they are no longer flexible. So flexibility of the mind is very important. But you also often hear people say, "Oh, how can I stop my mind?" This is the famous story of the monkey mind, or the chitter-chatter that goes on in the mind. Now this chitter-chatter, this story that keeps on building within your brain, is something that you yourself create. I often call it that you are the producer of your own little drama movie. You create your own little drama. So your drama movie doesn't have to be. You can create it to make it a funny movie, or you can create it to make it a happy movie, or to make it a blissful movie. This is what you can do. You can do this yourself. You are the producer. You are the director of your own movie. And the sad thing about these drama movies is that nobody else wants to see them. Nobody else wants to watch this drama movie. Nobody wants to see all this drama. So The idea is to stop the drama, to finally end all the drama. And this you can do, as today actually Ajahn said, very funnily. He said, smile at life and life smiles back at you. And this is of course true. If you are happy and you smile at things that happen, even if it's sometimes things that are not so pleasant, then you will find that actually happiness will come your way because of that. Now, as the Buddha already said, you will never know everything. Even all the things that the Buddha taught. And just imagine, this is the Buddha himself. The things that the Buddha taught was just a couple of things that he was able to teach in the many years that he was teaching. But at least when you pick up a couple of these leaves, you can open your mind to know about whatever comes your way. Because things will come your way, as you will all notice during life. You notice during life that things come your way, and because they come your way, you can realize what is happening to you. Because they come your way. So you can learn something about everything that comes your way. And this process of learning of everything that comes your way is actually the beautiful thing, the journey of life. This is what life is really about. So, if you look at the things that are coming your way, just look at the things that are coming your way and you see them passing by and you see them happening, you see these things, you look at them, and then you can stop the conclusions about them. You can stop to judge about them. There is no reason to judge. There is only looking. It's pure, simple that. It's only looking. It's looking at things that are there. And we usually get guided a lot by our sense organs. We get guided by our ears, our nose, our mouth, our eyes, about our feelings, the skin. All these things, they react to whatever is there. But it turns out that these sense objects and the sensory organs are not really that well suited for that. So therefore, stopping to judge and stopping to make conclusions about things is actually the start of knowledge. Therefore, when you stop judging and when you stop making conclusions, stop drawing conclusions, all will be new in each moment. And this is so beautiful, because if everything is new in each moment, that means that in this moment, you are every time like a newborn baby. You're looking at things in joy and with openness and with an open heart and an open mind. And you're looking at things and, oh, everything is wonderful and incredible actually. And look at somebody who thinks that he knows everything already. Oh yeah, I know this already. Oh, I know that already. Life becomes boring. And if life becomes boring, what is the use of it all? So the use of that is to really enjoy the whole journey. And we hear this so often. We see this written in nice little poems and stuff, and little sentences of wisdom, that it's all about the journey, it's not about the goal. Yeah, that's all beautiful, but the realization, the real true realization that this moment, that now in this moment, it is beautiful, and it's like a child that you look at everything, go like, wow, I'm standing here in wonder once again today, at even the sunrise, the simplest things. Why do you think that there are so many yoga positions? Why are there so many yoga positions? Why are there even so many meditative positions? It is to constantly see things from a different point of view. A different point of view even from the body as it is, but also from the position that you are in. Look at the yoga positions and you will know. It is a different point of view altogether. Now, we have a mind. It would be silly to say that we should discard the mind. It would be silly to say to discard the mind. The mind is there. People say, I would love to stop the chitter chatter, I would love to stop the mind completely. But we should just not let it rule us. The mind is there, it shouldn't be judging, it should just be observing. And the moment it starts ruling us, you will find that all this duality within your life will start, because the mind itself is very subjective. It's something that you think that happens to you, that happens about you, that happens around you, that happens with you. So it's very subjective, the mind. It is very important in that sense to realize that the Buddha at a certain moment said, we should investigate. Well, investigation also requires the mind. It requires the mind to investigate. It's very important to have a mind and investigate. But we should leave it all open. We should not have the mind and then just go along with everything that happens and, oh, this is terrible and this is bad, which is exactly what we're seeing in the world today. In the world today, what we see a lot is that people float along with all the things that are happening. Oh, Donald Trump is in power, and North Korea has rockets, and bombs are being dropped here and there. And we are getting blown away with the whole story. Whereas within ourselves, there is constantly peace and quiet, as long as we can go to that place where it is. Yes, it's true. If we don't go to that place, we are not there, and then there is no peace and quiet. If we do not go to this place of silence and love and peace and kindness and understanding, which is within ourselves, sometimes translated as the Buddha nature, or sometimes translated as the pure self, if we do not go there, then we are not there, and it is not so. But when we are there, when we are in that moment, then it is so. And then it's blissful. Now, the fact that the Buddha said, do not believe anything, whatever I say even, but investigate. That means that we should not believe anything because it is spoken with or by an authority. It can be spoken because they say, oh, it's in a book. Or they say, it was written there and there. Or so-and-so said it and he's a very important person. Don't go for that. Don't believe anything because it is spoken with or by an authority. Something is not specifically true just because it's spoken by an authority. This is something that you must try to realize. Truth is the only authority. That is the authority. And you realize what truth is. Deep within, in every moment, when you are in the now, you can realize what truth is. So, not somebody is an authority, no guru, no Buddha, nothing, no prophets or anything is an authority. The only authority is truth itself. Truth itself is an authority, and you can feel this authority within yourself. You can realize this. And when you are in this stillness of being, when you are in the pure self, where you can actually quite easily abide, you can easily attain this pure self, you can easily attain the Buddha nature. Buddha nature doesn't mean you become Buddha. It means you are in this silent, quiet state which is within yourself in the now moment. And when you are there, you will realize a certain feeling of bliss. And the reason why you will realize a certain feeling of bliss is because there is nothing else happening but this bliss. There is nothing else that is necessary anymore. There is nothing else that has to happen or needs to happen. It is pure bliss. And of course you are allowed and should abide in this bliss. Please do so. Please enjoy the bliss. The fact that the Buddha said that this bliss, this specific bliss, is actually the last hindrance, doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy the bliss in that specific moment. Please do enjoy this bliss. Because this bliss can be something that, yes, it's an hindrance, but it's also a drive to realize, hey, there could be even more bliss than this. And this is the kind of bliss that can last forever, which is what we call Nibhana. This is a kind of bliss that actually can be established within yourself. It's a realization. It's not something that comes from moment to moment to moment, but it's something that can be continuous. And that's why when you have that bliss, you actually nearly feel a constant high in your life. A constant high, which is of course beautiful. Can you imagine if you have a constant high? This is beautiful. And you can let other people enjoy this high. You can actually, with your vibration, with your being, with the progress of who you are, you can let other people enjoy this vibration and therefore create all around you a blissful state for yourself and for other people. Because this bliss is not something unique that's only for you, it is for everybody. And therefore, we say we feel that this is for all sentient beings. And therefore, all sentient beings can be free from suffering in this way. So truth is the only authority. And if you are not stuck in views or belief patterns, then you might see the glimpses of this truth. You might see the glimpses of truth when you're not stuck in belief patterns. Let go of the belief patterns and free your mind. Free it of all these positions that you always take. These words, if you listen to these words carefully, the position you take, a discussion point, a standpoint, these are actually all proofs that you're still at war with yourself. There is a war going on within yourself. You're trying to defend yourselves against other thoughts and other ideas constantly. And if you stop doing this, if you stop this defensive attitude and just abide in the bliss and realize this person thinks like that person thinks like that, it's okay. I don't have to change anything about that. I don't have to make other people believe anything. There is nothing to specifically believe in. There is only this pureness of being within yourself, which everybody can experience. And this is the most beautiful thing, and I sometimes call it one of the fruits of Buddhism. This is one of these glorious thoughts that everybody can experience this. The Buddha was just a normal human being. You are a normal human being. I'm a normal human being. I can realize it. You can realize it. This blissful moment, now. So I hope that you will practice this, and I hope that you will try to realize this. And I will stay online just a little bit longer to talk with a few people, and we will cut off the YouTube now. So thank you, YouTube, and we'll see each other. And wow, great, all these people that joined in. Yolanda, you're here also, I see. Nice to see you. And lovely of you all to join into this this little live program tonight. Wonderful to see you all. It is always beautiful to be able to share with you, and I do hope that this helps you a little bit with